Hello everyone, I am QuickShot14 and this is Thundercats table. It should look very familiar for some of you and it should look very different. Reading my forum post, hopefully you'll understand what's going on here. If not, I'll try to explain to it. Thundercats is a table that I ran into when I first picked up this, sorry my wife's loud, picked up this one for Future Pinball Simulator and everything. I've started to learn how to do it and everything like that, and I decided instead of starting my own table straight away, that I go ahead and learn some of the stuff using one of the tables. I like the Thundercats cable, but there are some caveats with it, and I'm not going to go into great detail about what those are. Most of you probably already know some of them, and when I actually release this modified table, I'll go over more comparison details about what changes have happened. Right now I just want to show you guys what I have so far, what I'm working on, get your feedback, input, and ideas you may have. Please note I am still learning, so if there are some bugs I'm still trying to work out and trying to figure out. This is by no means finished. It's just in progress. So first let me pop over to manual camera so I can show you around. Not much has changed in the way it looks. As you can see, the table is pretty much the way it is. I haven't changed too much of the graphics yet. I might change a little bit here and there, turning some of it into English. The RP, the Ronnie Pinball, is not going anywhere. I'm keeping full credit to him, to those guys, because they made a kick-ass table here, and I want to make sure they have full credit. As you can see, one of the biggest changes made before we go any further is, of course, to the backlight here. We have a complete change and overhaul to the entire front here. I've added a new DMD dot matrix display here for it. I've added some speakers that I grabbed from texture from Star Wars Ultimate, which I thought just looked cool. You can also hear the music has changed. I've added some new music soundtracks, clips that I've found. I'm going to add even more. And just from the attract, it goes through basically the background theme that you heard first, the background theme with ending, which is basically the ending theme of Thundercats, and then it has this prologue from Exodus, and then it actually has the theme, and then it just repeats. So we still have the credits and the ball displays here. We have the player 1, 2, and 3, and 4 lights, so still 4-player. But we have the new DMD display I put in here. This is pretty much, I took the backlight here, changed the texture a little bit, just removed all the other textures that were here, added the ball and everything, added the red line. This is actually the same red line from the bottom here, so I tried to keep it as intact as possible. I'm not a huge graphic artist, so I thought that would look pretty cool. As for the table, not much has changed. As you can see, I haven't changed the text or anything yet. I'll probably will modify that later, but like I said, the Rodney Pinball isn't going anywhere. That wasn't intentional, but that looked pretty cool. You can see there are some new lights, and this has to go with one of the new modes that I call Thundercats Home Mode. It's still in development. But right here you will see Thundercats by Ronnie Pinball and Modifed by QuickShot14. This will be released when it's released. And as you can see, the forum post has Thundercats Modified with its own version number, so people don't get confused with the original Thundercats. And like I said, I'm keeping full credit to Rodney Pinball here. The HUD is bugged at the moment. The press start and the numbers here does not work like it used to. It still has the overlay when we start over, but it's going to be replaced with a DMD display over here. I'd like to have the option of both. I'm not sure if I can do that, but I'll figure it out. In the meantime, Thunder! Okay, I don't have a lot of time, so let's get to this. So, some of the big table changes to look at here is, first of all, the gate that was over here has been moved to over here. It's still a one-way gate, but in the opposite direction. So when it comes down, I've added a new peg here, which I haven't... Apparently I haven't gotten that colored quite right, and I've got the rubber in the wrong position, but it creates some interesting stuff, so that's something to fix. I've made some changes over here to the actual lane. You can see it actually has a little person over here because balls were getting stuck over here. There's still a problem with balls launching too high. Hopefully I can fix that bug later. And I've also added a new bumper here, and that's for the Thundercats Home Mode, which, like I said, is still in development. So let's go ahead and just hop into here, talk about the DMD display actually really fast. As you can see, I've added those are the actual high scores being displayed. And then basically, I have quite a bit of an attract mode in progress. There's still a lot more I want to add to it, but things like that. So we have Winners Don't Use Drugs, you know, and then it starts the Thundercats Ho. And then it shows the Thundercats logo. And then it goes featuring Snarf. These basically, I'm hoping to get a lot of either the themes or sound effects or something in there. I've already got quite a few in there, so that's good. And then the actual version, and that's pretty much all it has, and it goes back to the end. And then it starts over. So, let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to leave it at fixed view so you can see the backlight. It's the best way to see it right now, and I can still play this table. So I'm going to put into credit. You'll see there's a new credit thing that comes up every time I do it. It doesn't matter if you're playing on the table or in a track mode. It does not matter. It is still 4 players, so I'm going to actually put 2 players in so you guys can see it. I think I just put 2 players in. We'll do 3 if I did. See the score. Has a score. Thundercats Pinball. That might change later. Let's go ahead and go. So not much of the table has changed. Like I said, Thundercats Ho is a new mode. Right now, for debug reasons, all I have to do is hit that bumper once to activate it, just like that. So now we're going to go into Thundercats Ho mode. Thundercats Ho is a special mode, which is no ball loss, and you get multi-ball. It disables the other multi-ball lock, and it disables Thundercat Ho mode, so you don't get it again, obviously. It's going to be the ultimate mode, and it's going to be hard to do, and I'll explain more of it here, hopefully, in a minute. As you can see, I've got some nice sound effects. It's basically the duration of the theme, and when the theme is over, it'll stop. The only problem I'm having right now is because I like to randomly create balls, and I was aiming for like 5 balls total, but that didn't happen, so there is a problem, bug right now, that sometimes, very rarely, when a ball gets drained, if another one gets into one of the drains, or to one of the kickers, it gets stuck in there, and it just doesn't spawn it. And I haven't found a perfect way to fix it. I'm still working on it. Hopefully that bug will be fixed, because it's pretty cool. Because of that, it was having way too often with 5 balls on the table, so I've had to reduce it to 4. If anybody has a suggestion on how to fix that script-wise, please let me know. So Thundercats Ho mode is basically just free play, and you get to rank up as much as you can, get as many points. When it ends, it ends. Extra ball. There's an extra ball. There goes 2 of my balls. But yeah, you don't lose any balls, they come right back. It's supposed to represent the Thundercats, of course. It's just a fun little mode, and it's going to be like the ultimate mode to get to. It's going to be very difficult, but not impossible. It's going to be difficult. Alright, so Thundercats Ho mode is over. So now we're going to lose some balls here. Thankfully, we kept all 4, so that's good. Other than that, not much has changed, except for the D&D display, adding some of that stuff up. Like I said, the table changes to make things a little better. I've tried to work on that ramp a little bit, too, to try and make it work a little better. I'm going to let that ball fall. As you saw, there's definitely effects displays. It feels a lot more like a pinball machine, in my opinion. And I do have an end of display here. I'm kind of working on it. So I'm going to let this ball just go out so you guys can see this. So we have the actual end. Snarf has a random saying right now. I'm going to add some more, maybe. You see your bonus, you see the score, and then it switches either to the other player, to the next ball, or in this case it's an extra ball. I can shoot again. Basically how Thundercats Ho mode is supposed to work is you're supposed to hit that bumper over there, that kicker, or target, I guess, sorry. You're supposed to hit that, and each time you hit it, you're going to spell Lionel. And you're going to spell a letter of Lionel, so L-I-O-N-O, no dash. The dash automatically. You do that, you spell it Lionel, it'll light one of those little Thundercat logos there underneath it, and then you got to do it again, and then you got to do it a 3rd time. Once the 3rd time is done with both lights activated, it activates Thunder Ho mode. What makes it so difficult is if you lose your ball, you have to start over from scratch. And now it's Thundercat Ho mode again because of, again, it's testing. I don't have the spell out in yet. I wanted to make sure I got the Thundercat Ho mode working as easy as possible. So that's kind of what I did. It is a lot of fun. Hopefully it'll give you guys a good challenge, because I know this table can be quite easy sometimes. And I'm hoping to add a few more changes to the table. I'm thinking about adding corner over the upper flipper, this flipper here by the ramp. I'm thinking about adding a one-way gate on the inside part, because it keeps going into that kicker a little too much. So I'm not sure yet. Any suggestions you guys have, I'd love to hear it. Or any ideas. I'm definitely going to add more sound effects for some of this stuff, and of course some more DMD displays, some images, maybe even some animations if I can. But hopefully it'll come out pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with what's come out already, and it definitely feels, like I said, in my opinion, a little more like an actual table. And with that, just that gate removal over by those bumpers really made a big difference, because it was just too easy with that gate moved up and prevents it still from going back up there, but also keeps things more interesting, because when you hit that peg, you're not exactly sure where to go depending on how they hit the ball, and if they hit it too shallow, it could even fall back into the ramp jump and miss it completely. So it's a lot more fun, I think. And honestly, the reason why I'm just going crazy here is because it doesn't matter. Okay. I may lose some of these balls because I want to hit my Thundercat again. Alright, there we go. Let me go ahead and lose this so we can go to player 2 so I can show you that multiplayer is fully enabled. So there's 3 different settings right now. Might add some more, and I might even add some more different types that he could say. So now we're getting player 2. Yes, each player has a different name. All 4 players. So you have Lino, Chitara, Pyro, and Panther, I think. And as you can see, it's having a completely different score display. I think this makes it much more interesting, puts a little more competition into it, and all that. Is it just me, or is the ball lock? Did I just see that right? Is the ball lock set for all players? That's kind of messed up. I may have to fix that. I did not notice that. So, but it is there. As you can see, the background theme, and I hit Thundercats home mode again. I ain't gonna make you guys sit through it again, but that's what I've got. So I hope you guys think it's pretty cool, and I hope you think it's a good idea. Like I said, any comments, suggestions, feedback, please let me know. I'll try to have an update later out if I don't get it out before. Once I have it out, I'll probably have a more in-depth comparison of what's changed, what there is, and of course, me detailed instructions on that. I'll try to explain in my post as well a little more exactly the idea of the Thunderho mode, ultimate mode, and how that works. So, thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Please let me know, let me hear your feedback, and hopefully I'll have it out sometime soon. Take care.